The Reverend Mother has called all the sisters together to give them some really good news. The only one missing is Sister Bertrill. She was on the playground making a trampoline for the kids out of an old mattress.
There she is.
Oh, I'll call her for you. Sister Bertrill! Sister Bertrill! Oh.
I'm sorry I'm late, Reverend Mother. I was trying out my new trampoline. You know, trampoline.
How does it go? It's too bad that joke doesn't work as well when the person isn't in the room.
And then I got caught in an updraft.
I mentioned before that she seems to have control issues this season. So what's in that letter Reverend Mother is holding that's so significant?
Oh, don't tell me someone died and left us a great fortune.
How did you know?
She didn't. That was the craziest guess she could come up with. The gentleman didn't leave them a fortune, though. He left them a business. Well, they've tried several other businesses. What's one more?
Oh, wow. Someone gave us the business. Sorry.
Yeah, might want to rephrase that. Funny thing, nothing in the letter seems to say what kind of business it is.
Like I said, someone gave us the business.
The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away.
Well, it's not Macy's, sisters, but it's ours.
That's what kind of business it is, a dilapidated one. There's plenty of inventory that comes with it.
Oh, dear. Goodness. Oh, ugh. There must be buckets and mops about, sisters, and I am going to look for some.
They just have to find the inventory under a few years of dust. Their first customer just appeared at the door.
I want to return this nightgown. My husband doesn't like it.
Oh, well, perhaps your husband would like to see you in some pajamas.
I wear pajamas. The nightgown was for him. Could I have my refund, please?
I'd be inclined to say come back in a few days when we get all this sorted out and we'll talk. Instead, they dig in their coin purses and come up with the lady's refund. They're off to a great start. Speaking of businesses, over at Casino Carlos, Ramon has a big problem.
Senor, you know that I don't like to complain, but your cousin Luis is driving me crazy.
Isn't he working out in the kitchen either?
I had to yank him yesterday. He told Fernando, our pastry chef, that he should be working in a donut stand. He almost lost his head.
Fernando?
Oh, Luis. Fernando came at him with a meat cleaver.
I won't ask why the pastry chef had a meat cleaver. Luis is one of those guys who doesn't seem to fit in anywhere. Wherever he goes, he gets in trouble with people because he won't keep his mouth shut. In desperation, Ramon put him behind the bar. Luis decided that free peanuts and popcorn aren't good enough for their clientele.
He is serving them imported Russian caviar.
Luis?
Yes, Carlos.
I want to see you in my office right away.
Luis comes in and explains that peanuts and popcorn are for peasants. Their customers are several cuts above that. Luis looks kind of familiar.
Caviar puts you in a class by yourself. Oh, yeah, the bankrupt class. Oh, I have disappointed you. Luis, please don't be hurt. It's just that I haven't found the right place for your talents.
If you were here in the pre-Batman days, you know I've done a little split-screen work. Frankly, it's a lot of work, but so much fun, it's well worth it. The technique was a common one in the 60s, and so was the whole identical cousins thing. It was the entire premise of the Patty Duke show. Bewitched did it with Samantha's cousin Serena. Even the Munsters did it. The part that fascinates me is, no matter how many times TV does it, the viewing public doesn't seem to mind. We ate it up and sometimes still do. As long as we have a good story, go ahead and use that trick and we'll just smile and nod. And in the case of a sitcom like this, hopefully laugh a bit as well.
Well, I was happy in the dining room. Yeah, but the maitre d' was not. He said you argued with the customers. I didn't argue. I was just explaining to that tourist how to pronounce bouillabaisse. What for? He wanted Yankee bean soup.
He wraps up with Luis just as Sister Bertrill comes in.
Guess what? The convent owns a dry goods store. The Reverend Mother thought perhaps you could help us.
Okay. Send me a dozen shirts, 15 and a half. French cuffs, a tab collar.
Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but I'll take the order.
What did you have in mind?
Well, we're not allowed to operate a business, and so we have to find someone to run it for us. I thought perhaps you'd help me write an ad.
He doesn't need to write an ad. He has just the person for the job. And here I thought, in spite of everything, he liked her.
Patience, lovely ladies, patience. Here you are, your free shopping bag, and your sewing kit.
His reasoning is he gives them the shopping bag and the sewing kit, and then they have to come back to buy fabric, thread, and all the other stuff that goes with a sewing kit.
Hello there. Hey, I hear you're giving away free shopping bags and sewing kits.
Yes, that's it. Here you are, and this is the shopping bag.
Oh, thank you. Oh, they're very nice. Hey, no green thread.
You're complaining about the quality of a free gift. I know it seems to have gotten worse in recent decades, but a sense of entitlement is not a new thing.
Oh, here you are. 12 cents.
You're selling it?
But that's why we're in business.
Huh. If I wanted to buy it, I could get it wholesale.
Luis's reasoning just went right out the door. No more free stuff, just sell dry goods. The sisters appoint Sister Bertrille to be the liaison with the store, and she's regretting it already. Every time she needs to do something around the convent, Luis calls with an emergency.
Do you know Senora Vallejo, who lives at the beach? She phoned in an order for a Batman.
That's an emergency?
No, but she needs it today.
So?
Well, I advertised free delivery.
Luis, you don't have a delivery man.
I do now.
Presumptuous? Luis? And who authorized him to advertise free delivery? Plus, he doesn't seem to realize her main method of travel. I'm sure there are plenty of people who found that funny. To me, it says we're running out of ideas. In fact, the past several episodes have practically been screaming that. I'll say it again, we've lost sight of what made the show popular in the first place. Sister Bertrille hasn't improved anyone in a good 3 or 4 episodes, and it shows. We're wandering around, plucking random plots out of the air, and shoehorning the flying sequences into them. That's not what made this show a household word.
Luis?
Sister Bertrille, over here. I'm sorry I had to bother you at breakfast.
What are you doing?
Well, the whole thing got jammed. I couldn't get out.
Well, here are the scissors. Why didn't you just cut yourself free?
Oh, no, I couldn't do that to Carlos. This is his favorite tie.
Those two need to have a serious talk about what constitutes an emergency. But at the end of the week, he proudly presents the books to Reverend Mother.
What are all these colors?
That's my new system. You see, instead of the same all black for profit and red for loss, I thought I should be more creative. So for profit, I selected a happy color, emerald green. And for loss, something more unpleasant, brown.
So Irish green is good, poop brown is bad. Makes sense.
It looks like we're $78.43 in the brown.
Yes.
Kind of a crappy situation, yes? That happens when you give away more stuff than you sell.
This is a lot of money.
If the sisters fire Luis, he has to come back here to work for me.
You think this is enough?
Suddenly, people are buying the place out.
Well, now let me see.
Well, sheets, pillowcases, kitchen towels.
Okay.
Okay, what?
What you said. I'll take a dozen of each.
A dozen of each.
Can you believe it?
No. But I'm going to enjoy the hallucination as long as I can.
Luis believes his skill and imagination are finally paying off. Why not? He has no reason to think otherwise.
You're so good, I bet you could sell button hooks.
Oh, buenos dias.
Hello.
Yes?
I'll have 6 yards of white linen for shirts and 6 large spools of white thread.
How about a button hook?
Okay, I'll take 6 of those too.
I wonder if either of them knows what a button hook is for. Since it includes both butt and hook, I'm sure at least one person on the planet thinks it has to do with snagging your pants on something.
Well, this is a decided improvement.
Yeah, look at all that emerald green.
The Bank of Ireland couldn't do any better.
Perhaps now we can forget about the dry goods business and get back to convent business.
If you don't mind, I'd rather speak to the Reverend Mother about it myself.
The shouting gentleman is Senor Pedrosa. He owns a dry goods store a couple of blocks from theirs, and he's talking about suing them for unfair business practices. What did Luis do now?
Oh, dear. I see what Senor Pedrosa means.
Yes, that is kind of hitting below the belt.
The sign will come down immediately, but it's too late.
Everybody in town knows the convent owns the store. It's being spread around by word of mouth. And we have some pretty big mouths in this town. Like your manager.
Do you mean that Luis is still telling people about our connection with the store?
You be the judge. Every time he makes a sale, he says, "May the Sisters of Santanco bless you."
Here's an idea. The convent isn't supposed to be getting caught up in things like this in the first place, so sell him the store. That way you're out of his way, the store is out of your way, and presumably everybody is out of Carlos's way.
Sell the store. Why?
Well, it was the Reverend Mother's idea. Really, we all feel terrible about it because you really got it rolling along.
Who are you selling it to?
I don't know. I thought we'd advertise.
Sell it to Senor Pedrosa. Since you got it for nothing, if you sell it to him for half what it's worth, that's still pure profit.
Hey, save your money. I have the buyer.
You do? Who?
Me?
The only problem is he doesn't have any money. Well, he doesn't have any money that doesn't actually belong to Carlos. And Carlos isn't interested.
You have no idea how much merchandise Luis sold this week at the store.
I have a much better idea than you think.
There's where you made your mistake, Carlos. Next time, go ahead and supply the money, but make the people keep the merchandise.
I wanted Luis to look good. I didn't want the Reverend Mother to fire him.
Oh, Carlos, that's terrible.
Well, I didn't mind spending a few dollars.
No, that's not what's terrible. It's what you did to Luis.
What did I do? I tried to get him a job, but I have to be out of my mind to buy the store for him. I just had to tell him.
Tell him what? Sister Bertrill has an idea.
Oh, sure. Tell him that he's a complete failure and what a clever trick his cousin Carlos pulled on him, and then you all can have a good laugh.
But I don't need to tell him that.
No, I'm sorry, Carlos. I'm sure you know what to tell him without me.
Sister.
Luis, Carlos has something to tell you.
Carlos hates it when she confronts him with his own faults like that. Since Alejandro Rey is playing dual parts this time, I suppose I could have said she confronts him with himself.
Yes, Cousin Carlos. Luis, it's not easy for me to say this. I understand. When one's heart is full, one's tongue is thick. Luis, would you please listen what I have to say to you? When two hearts beat as one, are words necessary, Casa?
He starts recounting things they did as kids together and how inseparable they were.
What am I going on and on? What did you want to say to me? I hope you'll be very happy in the dry goods business. I knew it. I never doubted you for a minute. Some cousin, huh?
I knew he couldn't do it.
So the convent is out of the dry goods business, and if Luis defaults, Carlos can write the loan off on his taxes. But the sisters will try to help Luis make a go of it. In fact, Sister Bertrill is up there right now with a fire extinguisher doing some skywriting.
Dry goo.
I ran out of smoke.
No, that's his new product. Luis's patented dry goo. Just add water. Has 1,001 uses. You get to figure out what they are. If you enjoyed this, please click the like button to let me and YouTube know you want to see more. If you're not subscribed yet, punch me in the mask here and get signed up so you don't miss a thing, because something is always happening here at Irving Zoo. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. all the sisters together to give them and come up with the ladies' refund. Why did I try to say refund? Few days when we get all coin purses and come up with the ladies' refund. Why do I keep trying to say it that way? So Irish green, come on, mouth stuff, then you sell. Don't bite yourself.